Hey guys, Adriana Jimenez joined here with Matchroom Boxing's very own Eddie Hearn. Eddie, good to see you. New York here, ready for Gennady Golovkin. I am racking up those miles.
Respect the hustle.
Yeah. Boxing is honestly on fire right now.
Yes.
It's on fire, and you mentioned that the DAZN schedule is literally lit.
Yes, I believe it is the best schedule in boxing, unquestionably. You know, you look at obviously Devin Haney recently and Jaime Munguia. And then Gennady Golovkin the weekend, and then Usyk next weekend. We've sold like 9,000 tickets nearly in Chicago. Then you've got the World Boxing Super Series final, Regis Progress against Josh Taylor. You've got Canelo against Kovalev, plus Katie Taylor the same night from the UK. Then you've got KSI Logan Paul. Then you've got some other events in November. Then you've got Joshua Ruiz. I mean, like, there are 3 pay-per-view fights there that you would be paying $160, $240 for. So, you know, the momentum is really with DAZN at the moment, and I think they're delivering for fight fans.
I will be in all those fights that you mentioned. I'll be in Chicago. I'm going to the UK. I've never been. So, yeah.
What, for the Super Series final? Yes. Great.
I'll be there. Of course, KSI in LA. Thank you. I'll be there. Good. I'm looking forward to all those fights, of course, but we have this weekend, Gennady Golovkin, derevyanchenko. What are you expecting to see from that fight?
I'm worried about the fight. I think it's a great fight. Yeah, people talk about Gennady Golovkin, oh, he's getting old, he's getting this. These are the fights where you really find that out. Because derevyanchenko is an excellent fighter, a great amateur. This is his moment. And I think it'll be a firefight. I think both guys, you know, Gennady Golovkin, we know, sometimes gets hit a little bit too much, but he likes to stand and trade, and if you do that with Gennady, you're in trouble. But I think derevyanchenko is up for that. You know, I think he will oblige. And I think you will get 3 to 5 rounds of brutality. And we're looking for a major statement from Gennady to, you know, to come out and say, I'm still here, I'm the man in the middleweight division.
He wants to come out and make a statement. I know everyone has been talking about Canelo, and
he's like sick of talking about it. I mean, he will fight anyone. You know, he signed up with DAZN to fight Canelo, so he's in. So you don't have, all the questions need to be put to Canelo and Golden Boy. But there's no better way to call out a fight than a great performance. And I believe that if he goes in, looks great on Saturday night, then the fans will say, we want number 3, and we should want number 3 because the first 2 were brilliant.
And that's so getting that belt, making a loud statement, that's what maybe can entice Canelo, in your opinion.
Yeah, Canelo's going to do what Canelo wants to do, and he's earned that respect. You know, you have to respect his opponents as well. Daniel Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev, that's his 2019. That's solid. You know, but still, the real one that fans want is number 3. And I believe Canelo is about the fans. I believe deep down he wants to give those fans what they want. But maybe he's hoping that the performance from Golovkin isn't that good. Because if it's not that good, people start forgetting about it. So the pressure's on Gennady, not just to win the fight, but to look good as well.
What about Demetrius Andrade? Because that's a belt that Gennady never was able to get up to the point where he had all the belts, or all 3 belts. Is that a fight that you guys have maybe talked about?
Yeah, love the fight. I mean, Demetrius getting a little bit, I guess, frustrated because we've kept him nice and active. That's been great. Yeah. Now it's about giving him that challenge and putting him in that mega fight, and he needs that in 2020. You know, he needs to fight Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo, Gennady Golovkin, Callum Smith, you know, someone like that to really create that legacy for his career. So he's putting the pressure on me to do that, and I will deliver.
You mentioned Callum Smith. Gennady has been at 160, I think, his whole career. So there's always that talk about maybe moving up to 168, maybe against Callum Smith. Or even this weekend, I talked to David Benavidez, who got the WBC title back, and he's interested in that fight with Triple G because he was sparring him when he was a little kid.
I mean, I think that Gennady's not a huge middleweight. So to step to 168 he can do, but you know, he even said earlier that if he went to 168 he'd come back down to 160 after. So he's not looking to move to 68, but I think at this stage in his career, if it's a fight that entices him, he would be willing to make that move.
Before I let you go, I want to get your thoughts. Did you get to see Errol Spence versus Sean Porter this weekend? What did you think about it?
Really good fight. Sean Porter done great. Errol Spence did great. Great for boxing. I'd be up for a number 2. I think Errol Spence, I think he'll be moving to 54 soon. I think he's just struggling at the weight a little bit where he's not really exerting himself when it's time to turn the screw. You know, against Mikey Garcia, he never really stepped on the gas to try and get the stoppage. When he hurt Sean Porter, he didn't really try and get the stoppage. And I wonder whether he's just keeping some in reserve because he knows it's been a struggle to make the weight. So I think at 54, you're going to see the best of Errol Spence. And look, we want to see Crawford Spence. You know, I thought Spence was the favourite in that fight. Now I think Crawford's the favourite. But one thing we do know is Errol's become the A-side, you know, because he's had 2 good wins this year. Crawford's like been non-existent, and now that's going to make it even harder to make the fight. So if I'm Bob Arum, I'm calling Al Heyman and I'm saying, make Crawford against Porter on ESPN pay-per-view, and then the winner of that fight fights the winner of Spence against Pacquiao. Easy peasy. And now Bob Arum and then Al Heyman will be doing interviews, well, Bob will be, saying, tell that Eddie Hearn to keep his nose out of my business.
You know that he's been talking, he's been responding to everything that you say.
Oh, no, I've given up now. I've given up. It's good. I want to thank Bob for giving me some more US profile. I know.
He has. All right, before one more thing, I know they're kicking us out of here, but yeah, for the UK Regis Prograis with Josh Taylor, I mean, how can you put into words what kind of fight this is going to be?
I think it's going to be a fight of the year. I mean, Josh Taylor's looked brilliant, obviously won a world title. Regis Prograis had been talked about as the top 140 pounder for a long time going into the tournament, has won a legitimate world title. Now it's a unification fight, Ring Magazine belt. It's a big fight, 2 great 140s, October 26th, live on DAZN Sky Sports. That's a mega fight.
Joseph Parker's not going to be part of it. Will Chisora still be there?
For Chisora announced this week. Disappointing that Parker's out, but got a lot of top 15 guys wanting to fight Chisora, so we'll be announcing that shortly.
Shannon Briggs, what was up with that story?
I just put it out, and like everyone, no, you can't do that. I was just pulling people's plonkers, as we say in the UK. But listen, it's a big fight, but I don't believe it would be sanctioned, and Shannon Briggs probably want $5 million, so we'll pass on that one.
All right, Eddie, I'll talk to you on Friday. I have a lot more questions. I'm going to Saudi Arabia. I'll talk to you about that on Friday, all right?
Good.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe here to Fino Boxing by clicking right here, and follow us at all our social media platforms. And my personal one is Adriana_sports.